Condolences are pouring in for Georgia Republican House Speaker David Ralston. He died tonight after a long illness. Atlanta News First, Tori Cooper, live outside the Capitol tonight, and Tory flags, they are flying half-staff.
Yeah, and all of the state representatives that I spoke to, Sean, said that David Ralston was a champion for our community. He lived a life of service, and he never stopped working for the people of Georgia.
Something that we have needed to have done for a long time, and we're going to insist that it be done.
Republican House Speaker David Ralston has always been committed to getting it done for the people of Georgia. Republican Ed Stetzler saw it firsthand.
There's heavy hearts in the House of Representatives. I've had the honor to serve with Speaker Ralston for 18 years in the General Assembly.
Ralston is the longest Republican Speaker of the House of Representatives in Georgia's history.
He was committed enough to the House to kind of struggle through this and hope to serve another couple years.
Ralston announced 2 weeks ago he was stepping down as Speaker due to health issues.
He wanted to stay in and kind of help a transition and be part of that process.
State Representative Jan Jones will now be the first woman ever to serve as the House Speaker for the next few weeks. Tonight, both sides of the aisle honoring Ralston for his work in the community.
Ralston was a strong leader. Even though we were on different sides of the aisle, I never felt intimidated to go to him for advice on how to get legislation through the chamber.
Democrat Stacey Abrams said Ralston was a thoughtful leader and a formidable mind. Governor Brian Kemp also said Ralston was a pioneer in the growth of Georgia's Republican leadership and leaves an indelible mark on this state.
Mean a new day of hope and a future bright with possibilities.
Since 2010, the father of two remained committed to creating jobs, economic development, and adoption reform. He also led the fight to pass the Mental Health Parity Act, the largest bipartisan effort requiring all insurers to cover mental health care needs in Georgia. Now, Mayor Andre Dickens also released a statement saying in part that he was saddened by the news of Ralston's passing. He also said that Ralston was a fair and wise leader. Meanwhile, Governor Brian Kemp released a statement saying that all of the American flags on the state buildings will be at half-staff and Ralston will be lying in state inside of the Capitol. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, I'm Tori Cooper, Atlanta News First.
All right, and our